shit, I was completely wrong about this movie. My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my re-review of Last Night in Soho. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But in 2021, this was my most anticipated movie of that year. I thought the trailers looked incredible, and the fact that Edgar Wright, one of my favorite directors, was making a horror movie, that got me so excited to watch it. And when I finally got around to watching it, I found it to be a crushing disappointment. The story did not work for me at all. But plenty of time has passed, so I just rewatched it for the first time, and I truly don't know what happened, but I kind of love this movie now. Maybe it was my expectations the first time, but knowing what I was going into with this movie just allowed me to appreciate it more. And yeah, I really don't know what happened, but this movie is great. It really is. And I find it interesting how all relationship with movies can change over time. It doesn't happen this drastically often, but it's interesting when it does. But let's begin by talking about the performances. And Thomasin McKenzie is fantastic here. She sells you on everything that she needed to, and she carries this movie incredibly well, and she brought plenty of personality to her character. She just truly stood out every time she was on screen, which is most of the movie, so I was really impressed with her here. And then we've got Anya Taylor-Joy, who, by the way, is just a truly gorgeous actress. But I love how at first she's carefree and cool and charming and likable, but in the latter bit of the movie, she has to bring more dramatic weight, and she is able to do both parts of this character so convincingly. And I thought she really stood out. Then we've got Matt Smith, and I like how at first he comes across like a cool, charming, likable guy, but it turns out that's not who he actually is, and he's an evil piece of shit, and he plays both sides of this character so incredibly well. We've got Michael Ejeo, who I thought did a pretty decent job. I like how genuine he comes across. You can tell he really cares for Ellie, but it's still not a great performance. Diana Rigg, I thought, did a pretty good job as well. She has more to do than you might think, and she pulls it off. We then get Terrence Stamp, who I know from The Phantom Menace, Yes Man, Get Smart. The guy's a great actor, and he does a pretty decent job here. And Rita Tushingham does a pretty decent job as well. So the cast definitely delivers. But do you know who else delivers? Edgar Wright. His direction in this movie is just extraordinary. It really is. So many movies have to film scenes in front of meals, and they have to digitally erase the camera. And I've never done that, but I imagine it's not easy. The things that Edgar Wright does with meals in this movie is so inventive and so breathtaking that I'm just like, how did he do that? There are so many cool directing decisions made throughout this movie, and the amount of camera tricks just makes my movie-loving heart ever so happy. Like, there's this one dance scene where Sandy and Ellie are dating with Matt Smith's character, and the way it switches between these two actresses, like, it's such a fun, pleasant scene, and these decisions just elevate it. It's so cool what he does here. And I love the way this movie is shot. It has a very stunning look to it, and I love the use of the blue and red lights throughout. It just gives this movie a unique atmosphere. I thought the movie had great sound design and mixing. The movie is very well edited, and some of the costumes look great. Like, Sandy's outfits are truly fantastic, and some of the production design is great as well. So the technical aspects definitely impress, but it's an Edgar Wright movie. So how is the soundtrack? I say this without exaggeration, but this might be one of the best movie soundtracks ever. I love You're My World and how it's used in the movie. Puppet on a String is such a great song, and I love how it's utilized here. A World Without Love is a really great song as well. Downtown by Petula Clark is a great song that is used very effectively. Always Something There to Remind Me by Sandy Shaw is another great song. Wade in the Water is a great piece of music. Last Night in Soho is a great song. Just so many great songs throughout, and the way they're utilized is just so good. Like, there's one scene where Ellie is working on a dress and she starts seeing visions of the past, and that's when Always Something There to Remind Me kicks in, and it just works. It's just got that Edgar Wright flavor to it that we have come to love and adore. And I do like how so much of the horror in this movie is psychological. That Ellie is going mad. And on a character level, I thought this movie was quite effective. And I do like some of the campy horror elements, especially at the end where all the men are grabbing Ellie's legs and they're coming out the walls and the floor. I do love that moment. But I do not like some of the ghost effects here. They look really cheap and amateurish, and it kind of drags the movie down a little bit. And thematically, I found this movie to be very rich as well. Like, if you watch Edgar Wright's filmography, you would know that he loves the past. And this movie seems to want to explore his own relationship to the past. How we can romanticize it, and how we don't actually know what it was like. And I think the movie explores that in very interesting ways. And I also love how this movie looks at how prostitution can really affect women. I love how this movie explores abuse and trauma, and how monsters can be made from the most innocent people. I love how it explores how naive we can be, how little we know. I love how it explores wanting to achieve success, wanting to achieve your dreams and how that can go wrong like that. I love how it kind of explores authenticity in people. And I don't know, I just got a lot from this movie. I watched it last night and I've been thinking about it all day. It just finds a way to stay with you. But that said, I do got a few other issues. One of them is that the movie's not scary. It's not. I do think the rules can be kind of messy because Ellie kind of goes back in time and she's kind of Sandy, but she's kind of not, and she's kind of trying to be like Sandy in modern day, and I get what they're going for there, but I understand it enough, but it can feel like a little bit of a stretch. Maybe some moments, some elements could have been developed a little more. Oh, and the final scene. I don't really think it's an effective note to end the movie on. Like, is it trying to show how far we have come since the 60s? Like, I don't know. I just feel like the movie could have ended on a stronger note. But those minor, and I mean minor issues aside, I love this movie. I do. I can see myself watching this movie so many times now, and I think there's a lot going on character-wise, thematically, narrative, and it does have a few interesting twists and turns. I think the movie is incredibly stylish and well made. The usage of the soundtrack throughout is just perfection, and every cast member delivers. I think this is a great movie, it has plenty to it, and it's very entertaining. So, I'm giving Last Night in Soho an 8 out of 10. I didn't watch my old review before filming this one, but I really should. I want to compare my old thoughts to my new thoughts. But anyways, I was wrong originally about this movie. It's great, I love it, watch it. But, Last Night in Soho, have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin,